So, what is Britnerf? Technically, Britnerf is an internet forum for players, game organisers, Nerf enthusiasts based in the UK, and some from even further afield. It's full of information about all the organised Nerf events in the UK, and even helpful tips on how to get your own Nerf war started and going in your own local area. It's an amazing archive of information from members past and present, cataloguing the development of the Nerf hobby, with lots of modification guides, paint job guides, reviews and recommendations. But it is so much more than this. This is a community in a real sense of the word. This is a group of people all over the UK who get together to take part in the hobby they love. One of the longest running games in the UK is Grim Up Nerf. This is a community event that's been going nearly 3 years, and this weekend sees their 30th event anniversary. We're here this weekend to show you what it's all about.
So here I am with a man that obviously needs no introduction. We're here with Just a Jolt. He's one of the original game organisers here at Grim Up Nerf. It's the 30th game anniversary. The guys here have been going for over 2.5 years. If you tell us how you got started.
Well, basically, a couple of Christmas, actually it's probably about three Christmases ago, I joined the Britnerf website because basically I just wanted to learn how to mod Nerf guns. So I only started like about 3 years ago. And my first mod was a Nerf Jolt, hence Just a Jolt. And that was a lot of fun. But anyway, I decided along with Old Man Nerf and along with Blind Geek UK that we wanted to start some kind of a regular Nerf event just so that we could get together and kind of shoot stuff. So we wanted to fling foam. So what we did was we found a church hall that was just out in Leeds somewhere that actually Blind Geek UK found for us. And we just went there. We all contributed. I think it was like a 5 reach or a 10 reach for the first game. And there was probably about 12 of us there for the first game. And it was a small church hall, maybe about 2-3 badminton court size, probably about 2 badminton court size. So we just set out some tables and just nerfed. And it was a heck of a lot of fun. And then I realised that actually I know people with big halls, so I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, and so we obviously meet in church buildings, and I thought, hey, maybe we could get these buildings for free. And so we managed to get this building here for free. At the time, my wife's dad was the bishop who kind of presided in this building, so I asked him if he liked the idea of running a regular Nerf event, and so we ran it here. And it was basically a heck of a lot of fun. At first we had 12, and then 20, and then 30, 40, 50, and then it grew until like at some point last summer we had like up to 120, and it was absolutely insane. And this consisted of Britnerfers, this consisted of people from around the country who wanted to come and Nerf and fling foam, and also other local people have started to come along, they've just heard about it, and we just get together once a month and have a Nerf war, and it's absolutely fantastic. And Old Man Nerf and Blind Geek UK are both, I consider them both really, really good friends of mine. They are absolutely phenomenal. And we all just work together to make the event happen. Now, it's worth mentioning that Blind Geek UK went to start Wolfpack, which you probably had an interview with him later on as well, went to start Wolfpack. So he's actually got another event going on in Leeds as well. And Mark and I kind of stayed to run Grim Up Nerf, and so now we've got a few events happening regularly in Leeds as well, which is absolutely superb.
So I remember the first we came to Grim Up Nerf about 2 years ago for the first time, and I think there was maybe 17 or 20 players.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's just amazing to ourselves. We've watched it every time we come back. It's bigger and bigger and bigger, and different games.
Well, I'll tell you what, we feel really, really fortunate because to be honest with you, the Britnerf community has been absolutely superb. First of all, people come from around the Britnerf community, around the country to come and play here, which is great. So we've got support from there. But also, Foam Dart Thunder also contributed some darts to us. Foam Dart Thunder run Nerf events in skate parks and in shopping malls and stadiums are absolutely fantastic. They contributed some darts to us. And also we've got the people, the members of the Church of Christ of Latter-day Saints who own this building, who also allow us to use the building. So we've been really fortunate to just have wonderful people around us that have just helped this happen. And there were just kind of people who just supported us all the way, which is fantastic. And it also, I guess, there are people that come here with just amazing kit and amazing gear, and I get to video that, and we all enjoy it together. And I think part of the reason that people come to Grow Up Nerf is to be a part of the community and just to see all of this wonderful stuff that people make and be with the wonderful people who are here, because there are so many people here like Big Al who just come kind of regularly, and we love to see them, and they love seeing each other, and it's brilliant. It's a community, and I love it. It's absolutely superb.
That's been good. And in turn, have you built up this community here? You've then gone on to help other people.
That's right.
About,
and so as we've heard about other events around the country who wanted to start up, we then send them some darts or promote their events or whatever. Because then Nerf is spreading and it's a lot of fun.
So thanks to Just Joel, and thanks for having us. We love coming here.
Absolute pleasure. Great to see you. And I love your Scottish money.
While at Grim Up Nerf, we managed to catch up with Blind Geek UK. He was one of the original founding members of Grim Up Nerf, but has since moved on to start his own equally successful Wolfpack Nerf and Leeds event in his own local area.
So when I started, there was nothing. I got into it because my daughter wanted to do Nerf, and it's great for getting kids involved, getting kids running, getting communities built. In Yeadon, we've got 3 of the most deprived housing estates. So Wolfpack lets kids from those come. We provide all the blasters, all the darts, everything we need to play.
So it's quite important. The kids can turn up with nothing. They just need to turn up.
Yeah.
And they're supplied with all the equipment, and you keep the prices low, so it's kind of easy for them to partake. But they don't even actually need to invest in anything. They just turn up and have a
give them
blast.
3 hours of running around, blowing off the energy. Especially after summer holidays and things like that.
Yeah, so there's some good community clubs going on in the UK right now, being run by the Britnerfers, and get lots of help from other community members to help set these up. Was Britnerf involved in helping you get things off the ball?
Britnerf, Foam Dart Data Services and Foam Dart Thunder both sent us darts for gun originally. For Wolfpack, obviously, I'd already built up a lot of stuff, so I didn't really get much help with that. But we've gone on as Wolfpack to help Brad over at New Manchester Nerfers. We've sent stuff down to Bristol when they started from Gun. We sent stuff down to the Lincoln game, which didn't really go anywhere. But yeah, we've supported other groups.
So it's kind of snowball effect. People helping, getting set up, and then these games become established, and then they feed into other games.
Yep.
So it's all good. All passing on the love.
Yep, absolutely.
Anyway, thanks for that.
Yep, cheers.
We caught up with Brad from Manchester Nerfers. It's the newest Nerf club in the UK, and we asked him how Britnerf had been influential in helping him set up the club.
So, I am a Manchester Nerfer. I run the Manchester Nerfers, and the Britnerf community have been absolutely phenomenal in helping me. They've been helping me in the form of dart donations, actual blasters to hand out to kids and other adults and anybody willing to participate, even parts to modify blasters. The help has just been phenomenal, and with all that help I've been able to develop my own club, start my own games and get it off the ground. Without the Britnerf community, my club would be nothing, so thank you very much, guys. You guys are what make it happen.
And we went and played there last month, and it was good fun, and it's well worth a visit. So any Britnerfers and anyone in the area or anywhere in the UK should head round and see it. And it's just a great example of how the community comes together to help other games get off the ground.
Yeah, definitely. The community is always there, always willing to help in the form of whether it be information or actual advice or even just turning up for support. The Britnerf community is one I stand by. They're willing to go above and beyond, so brilliant. Thank you guys.
Okay, cheers.
Another great community game in the Britnerf calendar is Bristol Blast. This is the biggest game in the southwest of England and runs on a very similar model to Grim Up North. The guys that run the Bristol Blast game also run the Foam Flinging Skirmish, which is a more adult focused, intense game in an outdoor airsoft site with a much higher FPS limit. We caught up with Newport Nerfer, one of the game organisers, to ask him a few questions about the events.
So I was really late finding Nerf. I didn't find it until December 2015. I bought a present for a family member and we had some great fun with a pair of strong arms. Within a day I had bought my own blaster. Within a week I was trying to mod it, and within a month I'd found Britnerf, and the rest is sort of history. Well, I had a blaster, I spent some time modding it, but I had no local game to play. This coincided with a time where a couple of the Britnerf moderators were looking to organise a game locally in Bristol. So myself and L11, we went along to our first Bristol Blast, and they were looking for someone to take over it. We didn't stick our hands up straight away, but eventually we joined the organisational team for the new Bristol Blast, and we've been involved ever since. From Bristol Blast came FFS, so we're the same guys running a slightly different event, but it's coming from the same place. Help, 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 help! Well, for me, Bristol Blast is all about the community and family. It allows the younger kids and their mums and their dads to come along and play in a safe, Nerf-friendly environment. And we want to create that safe environment to allow them to play with their toys. Whereas FFS is for what I would consider the more serious modding community rather than just the community in general. There'll be guys at Bristol Blast who will want to start there and eventually work their way into FFS if that's what they want, but it allows for both types of Britnerfer to be able to attend a game that allows them to play with their blasters. Either a safe, family-friendly environment or something a bit more serious where you can throw a smoke grenade or face off against a HPA blaster.
While we were down at Bristol, we couldn't help but pop across to London, the largest city in the UK. There we caught up with Davidov, who runs Davidov Saturday Skirmish, an outdoor park game and an indoor hall game, and the longest running Britnerf game in the London area.
Well, I'd seen Britnerf a few times just from looking around online for Nerf related stuff, as it was something I was interested in. But as far as getting fully involved and signing up and chatting to people and knowing people that are in the community, it was mainly from running an event bar at an event where UK Nerf and Blastersmiths UK were both trading, and when the players were off doing their thing, the trader community sort of there gathered together and sort of kept each other entertained. So after I signed up to the forum, looked around for some games, I saw that there was nothing super close. There was stuff gettable too, but nothing that would let me have a regular war. And as I had some fairly good facilities nearby, I thought, why not build it and they will come? As far as the community that we actually get, I would say you've asked about the London community, but most of my players don't come from London. We do get one or two, and we do get some locals who join in with their kids now and then, especially in the park when they see us playing. A lot of us are wearing bright colours and big shiny blasters. But most of them travel in from outside of London. We've had a chat about it, and we've decided that a lot of the times Londoners are too cool for Nerf, so it doesn't fly. But I suspect we have a few lurkers on the forums and people who are interested, so I would advise just come along and join us. It's not meant to be taken seriously. We've got some people with sort of big serious day jobs, or people who go off and do some cooler stuff for the rest of their time. But that's not what this is for. This is something to come around, be silly, have some fun. So couldn't encourage them enough to come and just grab a blaster, have a run around, get some exercise out in the sun. Yeah, why not? Bradley, incoming! As far as the effect I think Britnerf has had on the community, it's pretty much what you'd expect. It gives a sort of focal point for people to come together and discuss things. It's lets common sets of game rules and things be distributed. It's helped start up new clubs because they don't have to do the thinking about what works as much. They just have to turn up, ask some questions, and pretty much they've got a ready-made set of, right, this will work at the beginning of your event, go for it. It's also a good community that will send out things like dart pools and loaner blasters and things to new events if they're struggling, and just generally are quite supportive. If anyone wants to get into modding, if anyone wants to get into game organising, if anyone wants to find out what their nearest game is, it's all there for them. And if they don't spot something, there's an active community that will talk to them and advise them on stuff. So it's everything you would ask for.
One of the highlights of the Britnerf game calendar is the Battle of Britnerf. This game takes place once a year and is a focal point for the entire Britnerf community, with game groups and organisers coming from all over the country to take part in a weekend of games and socialise with each other. We caught up with Mr. Crane from Team Corvus, who is one of the main event organisers for Battle of Britnerf.
So here with Mr. Crane, he's game organiser for Britnerf. He organises here at Grim Up Nerf, and he runs his own events over in Warrington near Manchester, Quasar Nerf, and he's also one of the main organisers of the Battle of Britain. So I just wanted to ask him about how he felt it was important putting that event together and bringing everyone together for the event.
We wanted to make an event that was accessible to all the Britnerf players, where they could bring all the crazy and wacky blasters that they own and not have to worry about maybe causing some damage to some smaller nerfers, and would be able to enjoy a different event to usual in a venue that was quite different to what we usually play at. We had a gun club, and it was outside, and it was more like a jungle rather than playing in kind of buildings and car parks, and we wanted to make it so it was entertaining for everyone.
Yeah. So it's a mainly kind of adult focused event in a completely different venue from what we're used to. I know the Bristol guys have FFS, which is a kind of similar airsoft site venue, but the Battle of Britain is aimed at the whole community, isn't it? So, and it's a kind of once a year event, a kind of hopefully middle of summer that everyone can get to, and it's just kind of good bringing everyone together and seeing all the different groups come together.
It was good. There was a lot of people that I hadn't met before. Obviously, not everyone can make it every year, so this was the second year we've ran it, and a lot of new friends, a lot of new faces to me, and I'm sure I was a new face to them. So it was really good, and good play from everyone, and good sportsmanship.
Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to more of them. It was a brilliant. I made it the first year, couldn't make it this year, but I'll definitely be back for forthcoming events. They're in the pipeline.
Yes, they are.
Fantastic. Anyway, thanks for that.
Britnerf isn't just about the games, the events and the players and the modders. There is a lot more that goes on behind the scenes to make sure our community is one of the most inclusive in the world and as best as it can be. One of the main people involved with this is Monkeytron Collective's very own Scooter Girl Nerf. Not only is she an amazing player, game organiser, modder and painter, but she is also a moderator and admin for the International Women of Nerf group, and works with them to promote the role of women throughout the hobby all over the world.
Well, the Women of Nerf group was started in the US by Archer, who's another experienced female nerfer, and I've been involved in Nerf here for a few years, and it's been quite good seeing lots more women come into the community and take part in games. It's a really inclusive community, so there's not any great division between male and female players. There have just always been more male players, so it's nice to see more women coming into the game. In this new role as a mod for the Women of Nerf international community, I'm really looking forward to getting more exposure for us, getting people aware, making people aware of all the events that go on. There are so many events, and there are actually more women than you think involved in Nerf. Just, don't always see them all together because we have to travel to games.
Yeah. I was over at Endor, and the Women of Nerf had a table over at Endor, and Mel had provided a blaster that. They had a blaster raffle, and Mel had provided for that. But yeah, they had a really busy table, and there was a real buzz about their table over there, and it'd be good to kind of bring that over to the UK. And
yeah, definitely. And there's quite a lot of, there's a good group of us that meet up at games like this. We're at Grim Up Nerf today, so it would be good to continue to grow that. Everybody wants to do that as well, so get more women interested in modding and painting as well. It's difficult to find time, but can make it somehow.
So yeah, it'd be good to see a bit more of that across the UK. You'll be helping to push that on in the future?
Yeah, definitely. We've got some events coming up where we're hoping to, display some of our painted blasters and promote people getting involved in that side of the hobby. So I'll be pushing that with the females in the community, so that it's just more involvement across the board, not just with playing games, but also every aspect of the hobby.
Yeah. Anyway, brilliant. We're looking forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another great aspect of Britnerf is the people behind the scenes that work on development of the hobby. We are lucky enough to include amongst our members UK Nerf War, Phone Data Services and Wolfpack. We caught up with Boff from Wolfpack for him to talk about what he loves to do.
So, hi, I'm Boff from Wolfpack. Hello. I make tactical equipment, none of which I haven't. I make tactical equipment out of fabric, and I've been in the hobby for about 8 years now. We founded a university society one night in the pub and decided it would be a good idea to shoot each other with Nerf blasters, which is what these are. Yes, I've been designing equipment, tactical gear, printed parts, all sorts of stuff for many, many years in various guises and things. And it's always a pleasure to kind of contribute to the Britnerf community as a whole, because there's such a wide variety of players, play styles and games out there. One minute my kit's getting used by skate guys who are sliding down ramps, and the next they're being used by GCers and foam flinging skirmish players crawling through underbrush and dropping kind of sniper rounds on each other, which is really cool. So having that kind of breadth means that my gear has to be not only reliable and good quality, but it also has to be flexible. And Britnerf offers me kind of the unique crucible for that kind of experience. So it's great to have seen the game kind of expand over the years from its very humble beginnings years and years and years ago. And I think Grim Up Nerf, you are fantastic people for getting to your 30th event now. It's incredible to see these kind of community chapel games providing, one very kind of specific set of gameplay options for people. You have the kettle games from Wolfpack, you have the stadium kind of big events, Green Cloaks and FFS with their kind of more milsim components. Having this huge breadth of stuff is incredible. and it's really a pleasure to be part of this community. So if you're a game organizer, remember you're worth your weight in gold, and if you're a Britnerfer, you're just as cool, but in a different way.
So what is Britnerf? Not only is it the world's finest Nerf forum, but it's the whole community of people behind it that make it all happen. It really is the beating heart of Nerf in the UK. You should head over there and check it out. And come Nerf with us one day.